yarn lovers, it's Gary and I'm coming to you from Vancouver, Canada. So welcome. It is Wednesday, September 23rd, 2020, and this is video number 75. So in Vancouver right now, we have a lovely grey day here. It's 12:30, but the lighting does look like it's the close of the day, around 6 p.m. But no, it is the best kind of lighting that I'm going to get, I feel, for the rest of the day, because the sun is the highest point and I have a lot more light coming into the front window. I also want to apologize for the sound of rain pelting against the window. I am talking as loud as I can, and so I do apologize if I'm competing against that as well. So yeah, what I've got to share with you today are three finished objects. So I suffer from insomnia. I don't want to get too much into it, but I am a night owl and I love watching my favorite YouTubers out there. I also love keeping my hands busy. So I had a lot of time during the course of the week to finish these items that I began. So yeah, I also have intentions on a make that I'm going to be starting very soon. And I've chosen the yarn with hubby because hubby did request this make and he chose the pattern. So he's an elementary school teacher in an old building. It's quite drafty. So what he wanted me to do was create a cardigan for him, so he can keep it in the classroom for when it gets chilly, or if he goes outside with the kids in the winter weather, he can throw it on and keep warm. So really happy with that. And there is also a yarn swap that arrived, and I don't know whether you are familiar with Kit. If you haven't seen Kit's YouTube channel, she's a YouTuber out there, please go across and visit her. I'll link her channel down below. So her channel name is All Things Crochet and Knit with Kit. So we were talking about doing a bit of a yarn swap, and it has arrived. I did crack it open, but Kit was really clever because in my communications with her, it was like, I'm really bad at keeping a gift or a swap or a package unopened, but she lined it with something white on the top, so it's concealing what's beneath. And I thought, hang on a minute, Gary, come on, let's try and gather some willpower here and try and open it on a recording, so you can see what my reaction is, and I'm sure it's all going to be fantastic because I've seen Kit's yarn hauls and I've seen her purchases that she buys. She's got great taste, so I know I'm going to be thrilled with whatever she has in that box for me. So thank you, Kit. And so I think that's it. We can jump into the podcast. But if you're just happening across this podcast for the very first time, hi, my name's Gary and I'm the host of Urban Yarn. I have set this channel up to talk about my yarn journey, so that's everything that's knitting, crocheting, a little bit hand dyeing of yarn, and I talk about my purchases, so where I go shopping, either online or in store, and my price points. So if that kind of stuff is of interest to you, think about giving me a thumbs up and hitting the subscribe button to join my fiber friends. And to all the fiber friends who are returning, welcome back. It's great seeing you. I have been loving reading all of your comments. To be honest, the hardest part about me having set up this channel was the fact that I get in front of the camera and do these recordings. I still get butterflies, I still get nervous, I still get conscientious of how I'm presenting. So the encouragement on the comments that I've been receiving and the connections that I've been making with you YouTuber friends out there has been the reward that I come back more for. So thank you so much for putting up with me and I guess being patient as well. So let's start with the makes. So my three makes, I'm gonna introduce it this way. So in my last podcast, I went thrift shopping, and it was for a make along that I had joined and entered into. I can say that now because it's completed. And these were the two, I guess, leftovers of the bigger balls that I had purchased. from my local thrift store. And I'm not sure what the yarn is. It didn't come with labels, but it's a kind of a 4-weight, I'm going to say, roving style with marls of 2 purple colors. And this one here is more of a 3-weight, but you hold 2 strands together, and each strand has a marl as well of 2-ply, and it is a darker version of the red and also a lighter version of the red, so you get a different sheen to it, different tonal value, and it's got a halo to it as well. So I'm not sure what those yarns were, but the make along was it's called #SecondhandSeptemberAU, and it's the brainchild of Judy. Now Judy also has a YouTube channel here, and I'm going to link it down below, and I'm going to link the video where she talks about the make along and all of the guidelines that she has set up for this as she hosts it through the course of September. So it's finishing on the 30th, but if you do a smaller project, you have about, I believe, 7 days to make something and include it into the make along if you're keen. So Judy's channel is called Judy at WitchPeace Crafts, and so I'm going to link that down below for you. If you haven't met Judy, she's just delightful. Go across, say hi, and yeah, think about subscribing to her. She's just a delight. And here is my finished make here. Oh, it's a little bit dimpled there. So it is the Chocolate Bon Bon Beanie by Crystal at Bag O' Day, and I just love playing with the 2 colors that I showed you, the purple and the red interplay with one another, so I elected to do a change up here with the red row and a red set of banding rows here, and then I alternated the double post crochets and double crochet, I guess there's like in the pattern. I really liked how that worked up. I also did it down here as well, alternating the 2 strands between each of the stitches. So love, love, love that. Now, a little bit about the Chocolate Bon Bon Beanie is that this was the very first pattern that I ever tried, and was learning my first stitch work, and that was way back in last year. I believe it was around, I'm gonna say maybe October, so almost a year ago now, that I was learning crochet, and Crystal's tutorial helped me. I could actually hear her voice as I was crocheting without her tutorial after the fact, and just the brilliant technique that she uses with all of her, I guess the pace that she describes the stitch work in each row. It's just a nice pace that my brain got it. You know when you kind of connect with certain YouTubers and you're doing a tutorial, sometimes it might be the 7th or 8th attempt at trying to learn a stitch, and then bingo, you hit someone and you like get it straight away. It's like, I know what they're talking about now. So this was, for me, it was Crystal and this Chocolate Bon Bon Beanie. So it holds a very, very special place in my heart as being the initiation of my crochet experience. And Crystal did have a very special day yesterday. So I emailed her, and I was up pretty much as soon as, like, I think it was 12:15 in Vancouver, and I was like, hey, just wanted to say happy birthday. So yeah, happy birthday, Crystal, for yesterday. I hope you had a wonderful, delightful day, and that you enjoyed your pudding that Eric made for you. So I used a 5.5mm crochet hook with the 2 yarns. You can purchase Crystal's Chocolate Bon Bon Beanie from her Etsy store, and I used this alongside her tutorial in the beginning when I first was crocheting, and it really, really helped me learn how to read patterns as well. Listening to the audio description, as well as the codes that they use for the patterns. So that's how I also learned how to read patterns. And the second make that I have, I also uploaded to Instagram, and it is Crystal at Bag O' Days. It is called the Easy Crochet Pocket Shawl, and recently the going trend right now is pocket shawls, pocket scarves, anything with pockets in it. So I thought I'm gonna jump in here and do one of these things. So I have it here, it's completed. It is really difficult to show you. There's the pocket, there's the fringe, and this is the base pattern that Crystal used. And yeah, so I've got a clip that I'm going to include here to showcase me wearing it, and a little bit about, I guess, the length. You'll see better than me just holding it up like this in this light. So I'll be back in a moment. So I'm so glad that I filmed those snippets yesterday in better lighting than today. It really showcases the brilliance of Crystal's stitch and design. So I was so thrilled learning that stitch and those series of stitches that it's almost like telling a story and getting the rhythm going, that your hands then become automated and you can disconnect from the work, but think about wondering, you know, about ideas yourself and enjoying, like, I guess, the experience of making the fabric. So a little bit about the yarn and the crochet hook. I used a 5mm crochet hook in this bamboo finish. And my yarn A that I chose was this Aran weight yarn, or a kind of a slightly thicker 4-weight yarn. It roves between a lighter 4 and a heavier Aran. So this is yarn A that I chose, and it is from Ice Yarns, and it's called Wool Cord Aran in their, I love their naming conventions for their colorways, but it's called Grey Shades, Gold Shades. And I took out 2 from the pack just to show you that it does rove from, well, it does gradate from the gray version into the more tan gold version of the colorway, and each of the balls are 50 grams. It comes in a pack of 8, and that's the number there should you need it, 62785. The pack is 8 in a pack, 8 50-gram balls, and I use 5 of these for completing the shawl base and all the pockets as well. And then I paired it with these 2 held together. So these are Hobium yarns, and they came originally in a beige color, and I over dyed them. So this one here is called Yarn Art Tweed, and that is a 2-weight yarn, and I over dyed it a fluorescent yellow as well as Aztec Gold. Aztec Gold's my favorite over dye to use. I love it so much. And this one here is the Kotopu in the Angora Naturals, and it originally was also beige, but I threw it in a vat of bubbling chestnut brown dye, and it only tinted it. It didn't take a full saturation. It just tinted the skein. So those were both 2 weights. So I held them together, and it didn't quite measure up to the thickness of the Aran cord, or the Aran weight yarn. So I had to do a little bit of finessing with my stitch work. When I chained across for the pattern with the Aran, I got to a certain length. When I worked the row of the handheld, the 2 handheld yarns together, it was a shorter row because of the nature of the yarn being thinner. So what I had done in between the clusters, with using the two yarns held together was I added a chain. So I chained one in between the clusters, and the lengths of the scarf, the rows, were matching up towards the end so that they were flush and weren't creating undulation between the two row types or two yarn types. And the way I worked it up was I did a row of my yarn A and then a row following on the same side of these two held together yarn B. And I worked that way, then flipped the work and did row A first, then row B, working the same side, then flip again. So a little bit of a different look to the stitch work because obviously you're seeing different sides of stitches to Crystal's pattern, but basically it's the same clusters as Crystal's design. So I really enjoyed it. The other thing that I just switched up was I added garnish to the pockets. I did buttons. So I put buttons there and there. And the design of the pocket itself, I just tapered on the side that your hand comes in. And so it didn't put too much strain on the stitch work or the seaming of the pocket. So when you put your arm in, you're kind of coming into the side and not on the top. So it's just one little alteration there. But loved it. So the next thing that I'm going to talk about is the intentions of building a sweater for hubby. So he chose a pattern and it's from Yarnspiration. It's a free pattern. I love the name of this pattern. It is Hey Handsome Knit Cardigan. Hey Handsome Knit Cardigan. He does look very handsome in that photograph, doesn't he? So he has a similar physique to hubby, and I think this will look very stylish on him. You can't tell what it is. It is a cabled sweater, so the cables run up the sleeve as well as the front and back of the sweater make. And we chose our yarn. So this is what I'm going to be using. Just a beautiful classic a classic yarn in a classic color. So this is a dark gray. I call it charcoal gray, but the ball band says dark gray. Excuse me. And it's from Briggs & Little, which is a Canadian woolen mill, and it is in their Regal collection. So I am going to make that cardigan out of this and put some fancy buttons on it because it is Hey Handsome. Hey Handsome Knit Cardigan. Now, the yarn swap with kit. I have the box right here and I am going to open it. I have slit the top as I mentioned, but I haven't looked underneath the white paper. But I have a letter here. Kit, oh my God. I got so excited that the scissors went right through to the letter. Do I read this online? I don't know. I'm kind of a little bit excited right now, so I don't know what I'm reading. It looks fine. Okay, I'll read it. So if everyone wants to just bear with me for a bit. Hi Gary, I'm typing this letter instead of writing it because I don't do cards. And my penmanship is equivalent to an 11-year-old. Laugh out loud. I have the same problem too, chicken scratch. And then when I try and read it back, I don't even know what I wrote. I wanted to thank you for doing this yarn swap with me, even though it wasn't supposed to be a yarn swap. I honestly just wanted to gift you some Hobby Lobby yarn because I know it's difficult to get access to these yarns, and besides, I got these yarns at an amazing price, so I don't mind sharing it with you. Thank you so much for that, Kit. And yeah, I picked up yarns that I think you will like. Well, I hope you like them. I included some bare yarns for your dyeing experiments as well. Oh my God, thank you so much. That's so kind of you. By the way, I love Girl on Fire colorway. Now, she's mentioning a past video that I did of my yarn dyeing, and I did a little bit of an advent pack to a movie I based my colorways on, and it was from the Hunger Games, the first episode, and Girl on Fire was one of the colorways. I also love that color. I haven't used that one yet, so I've got 2 skeins of that. You are a joy to watch and always look forward to hanging out with you every week on YouTube. Thanks for being an inspiration. Hugs, Kit. I also made you a project. Oh no, I ruined it. Okay, project bag. It's not perfect, but I hope you like it. Of course I like it. I love it already, and I haven't even seen it. Take the paper off. Okay, let's get stuck into this. Oh my goodness, here it is. I love it. Ooh, very professional, Kit. You have your own sticker with a very nice message on there, made by Kit. Look at this. I love it. And I know, Kit, you've actually done some yarn dyeing yourself, so I love the colorways that you have come up with. But look at this. She says it's not perfect. I think it's perfect. It's got a box bottom, wonderful pine tree pattern here. Love that. You could actually put, I would say, 200 grams in here of yarn, which could make you easily a like a shorter scarf, or, you know, if you want to do a hat and mitten set, that would hold that for sure. I already have a project in mind that's going in there. Thank you, Kit. I love it. It's so nice. I actually saw this being made, I think maybe 6 months ago. You were doing a lot of, you might have even got a new sewing machine too at the time that you purchased all of the fabrics, and I do recall that one. Yes! Oh my god! Okay, Wool of the Andes, which is a Knit Picks yarn for hand dyeing. I love it. Thank you so much, Kit. It's so soft. You know, I thought maybe it would be rustic, and because the Wool of the Andes, I hear a lot of comments. I've never bought the dyed yarn on Knit Picks of this variety, but I hear a lot of people's reviews saying it's quite a rustic yarn, but I don't feel that at all. I think it's quite a nice soft yarn that will work up well and wash well too. It will wash and bloom and be a lot softer. Thank you. Oh my goodness, look at all of these yummy goodness. What do I start with first? Holy smokes. Okay, I'll start with this because I've never had this before. It is, what is it? Yarny. These are all Hobby Lobby, I guess, from here on in. Yarny is a Hobby Lobby brand, and it's called Pigment and Fiber in the colorway City Girl. And I got 2 of these bundles. So each of these balls are a different color. I guess you can make a project that's stripes, and you can elect to, I don't know, switch the colors around. I'm gonna have so much fun experimenting with these. That is for sure. Thank you so much, Kit. It looks like it's a, I'm gonna say it's a sport weight yarn. I think that they don't, do they have the, oh yeah, no, it's one, super fine. And it suggests to use a 2.75 millimeter set of knitting needles or a 3.25 millimeter crochet hook. And it is, what is the percentages here? 60 acrylic, 20 wool, and 20 nylon. So it's kind of like a, should be a springy yarn then. Love those, they're really, really nice and soft. Okay, I'll go on this side here. I've got 2 of these beautiful yarns in a blue color, and it again is from Yarny, and it is Must Be Merino bright blue, and this one here is a 3-weight yarn, and it's got merino, acrylic, and nylon as well. So similar kind of like makeup to the other one. Really soft. Oh my goodness. That is such a nice, beautiful blue color too. Oh, no undergarments required for this one either. Love it, love it, love it. Now, I have, oh, this is one. Love it. So when she was emailing me, she said, is there anything that you liked that you saw in my shopping videos? And I'm like, I like these ones, but I know how much you will, you know, wanting to find more in this colorway, and you were eager to use it. I thought, no, but you should keep it for yourself. And she's like, no, it's yours. So here it is. I got it. Thank you, Kit. It is Yarnby again, Urban Chic, and it is their 100% acrylic, and it is a 4-weight yarn. Actually, it's 78% acrylic and 22 cotton, so I do apologize, I got that one wrong. Look at that colorway. I love this colorway. Grays, yellows, variegated, a little bit of marling happening. It's just like a delight. Thank you so much, Kit, for that. This one I've used before in a chevron knitted blanket, and I ran out of it, so I have a new batch of 4 of these here, and this one is Yarnby as well, soft and sleek, low peeling yarn, and it is in the colorway Silver Mist. It's a 4-weight yarn, and I believe it's 100% acrylic. Let me just check. I think it is. Let's go with that. Yeah, 100% low peeling acrylic yarn. Love it, love it, love it. Other things that I have not used before are, check this out. I have never used these wheels before, or cakes. It's a sugar wheel. I thought it was a wheel. And it's Yarnby sugar wheels, warm gingerbread. It's a worsted 4, and this one is 100% acrylic. It's so, so soft. Matching centers. I don't know whether that's always the case with Yarnby sugar wheels, whether they match the centers, but look, matching centers. Can't wait to use that. Other ones that I have never used before. Look at this one. It's Yarnby, what is it? Sweet Divinity Grey Cloud. It's so soft and delicate. I love that a lot. It looks like it's a 3-weight yarn. And what is the makeup of this one? It looks like it is a combination blend of acrylic nylon. I have an idea of this one being a shawl, a drapey shawl. It has a bit of sheen to it. And I have an idea to try maybe more of a fine weight drapey shawl yarn for my festive dragon chevron scarf. This will be beautiful. I'll mix it with another color, like a bright color. And we have little baby Yarnby sugar wheel cotton minis. Is that the same as this one? Is that cotton? No, different. So this is what a regular skein looks like, I guess, in the sugar wheels. And this is what it looks like as a baby. So cute. And the colorway is called At the Lodge. Oh, At the Lodge. Very, very nice. Love that. And it is looks to be like a fine, I'm going to say a 3-weight. Let's see what they say. Yep, they say 3-weight too. And it is in, how much do you get in these little babies? 117 yards. So that's not bad. You could do a little beanie with that for sure. Knitted one. Maybe crochet, you'd need to use both. And lastly, I have 2 sugar wheel cotton. Oh, hang on. No, that's like this one, isn't it? I guess. Yeah, there's a baby one of this one. And these sugar wheel cotton is in the colorway Better Be Blueberry. And it's really, really soft as well. So it says it's cotton. Let's see if it's 100% cotton. Really nice there. I've never felt like cotton's so soft. Apart from Knit Picks cotton from Color Mist series, which is a really, really soft cotton, this compares very well to that cotton that Knit Picks sell. So thank you, Kit. I absolutely loved every item that you put in that box. Such a brilliantly thought gift. I'm so happy with the project bag. I love that you thought of me to gift that to me. And with that, I bid thee farewell, and I will see you in the next episode and video that I post. Stay well, stay safe, have a great weekend. See you next week. Bye for now.